everyone, welcome back to another episode of the VeryDemure Podcast, where we talk about everything that is very mindful, very cutesy, and very demure. I'm your host, Akif, and today we are diving into a topic that's shaking up the education system here in Malaysia. Yes, we are exploring the impact of the abolishment of UPSR and PT3.
Ini ialah untuk mengukuhkan taksiran berasaskan sekolah UPSR bagi perbaikan kemajuan dan potensi pelajar berbanding pemeriksaan.
So, what does this mean for our students, teachers, and parents? Is this the dawn of a new era, or are we losing something valuable? But I'm not alone today. Joining me are two insightful guys who have got a lot to say on the matter. First, we have Haikal, an education enthusiast who's been closely following these changes. Welcome, Haikal. Haikal, you can come in now.
Hi everyone, hi Akif. Thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to discuss about this topic because it is such a critical topic in our generation. But who knew we'd be talking about something as serious as exams on a podcast with the word demure in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with you. Wait, Haikal, Zufar is calling me.
Yeah, where is he?
Hi Zufar, where are you now? Already at the studio? You're waiting for us? Alright, me and Haikal will be there, so please wait for us.
I guess Zufar is really excited to be here. Let's go.
UPSR and PT3, two exams that were practically rites of passage for students in Malaysia, are now things of the past. Haikal, what do you think about this shift? Is this a step forward for our education system?
It's definitely a bold move, Akif. The abolishment of UPSR and PT3 represents a significant change in how we assess students. The government has argued that these exams created unnecessary stress and didn't fully reflect on students' capabilities. Now, we're moving toward a more holistic assessment, focusing on continuous evaluation rather than high-stakes exam. And let's be honest, who really misses cramming the night before and hoping you remember the right things?
True, I remember those days thinking a late night study session with endless coffee would somehow turn me into a genius overnight. But Zufar, as someone who's gone through this exam, do you think the removal of UPSR and PT3 is a good thing? How would you have felt if this exam were abolished when you were in school?
Honestly, it's a mixed feeling for me, Akif. On one hand, I think it would have reduced a lot of pressure. The stress around UPSR PT3 was really intense, and it sometimes felt like our entire future depended on a few hours in an exam hall. But on the other hand, those exams gave us clear goals to work towards. Without them, I wonder if students will feel as motivated. Also, not having a standardized exam might make it harder to acknowledge students' stand academically. Compared to their peers, how else are we going to know who has more risk amongst themselves?
Exactly, the competition was real. The removal of these exams could potentially change how students approach their studies. Haikal, do you think this will affect the quality of education in the long run?
It might, but not necessarily in a negative way. The quality of education isn't just about how well students perform in exams, it's about how well they're prepared for life. If we shift our focus from memorization to critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving, we could be setting students up for greater success in the real world. But of course, this requires a major change in how teachers are trained and how schools are managed. It's a huge transition, and there's a risk that if not implemented properly, the quality of education could suffer. But hey, at least students won't have to worry about memorizing every fact for sejarah or writing that dreaded karangan last minute.
Yeah, the never-ending sejarah facts. Who could forget those endless lists of dates and events? Zufar, do you think students will miss out on anything by not having this exam?
Maybe a sense of accomplishments. There's something about completing a major exam like UPSR or PT3 that feels like a milestone. Without this exam, students might miss out on that sense of progression. But then again, if the new system provides other ways to mark progress, like through project-based assessment or extracurricular achievements, students might not even notice the absence of UPSR and PT3. No more late nights. Let's study the right chapters and panic attacks.
Yeah, true. It sounds like there are both pros and cons to this new era in Malaysian education. Haikal, what do you think needs to happen next to ensure this transition is smooth and beneficial for everyone involved?
We need a strong framework for continuous assessment that's standardized across school, so there's consistency in how students are evaluated. Teacher will need training to adapt to this new method, and we need to make sure that parents and students understand how the new system works. Communication will be the key, and let's not forget the importance of mental health support for students. Just because the exams are gone doesn't mean the pressure is. If anything, continuous assessment could be even more stressful if not handled correctly. We need to be very mindful, very kissy, and of course very demure in how we approach these things, and maybe throw in some extra recess for good measure.
Absolutely. The well-being of students should be at the forefront of these changes. Zufar, any final thoughts?
I think it's going to be an adjustment for everyone, for students, teachers, and parents. But if we keep the focus on developing well-rounded individuals rather than just good exam takers, this could be a positive change for Malaysia education. It's just about making sure the transition is done right. And hey, maybe without the pressure of exams, we finally get the extra hour of sleep we've all been dreaming of.
Yeah, that sounds like a dream come true, right? It's a new era, and like any change, it comes with its challenges and opportunities. But one thing's for sure, the conversation about how we educate our youth is more important than ever. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to another episode of the VeryDemure Podcast.
Remember, the grade is A, the point is 4. Once you tune in, you'll be back for more.
Follow us on our social and let us know your thoughts on today's topic. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay
Demure! Alright, welcome back everyone to VeryDemure Podcast. We've been talking about a topic that's been on the minds of students, parents, and educators: the abolishment of UPSR and PT3. It's a significant change in our education system, and naturally, there have been a lot of questions and concern. So, in this segment, we are going to address some of the questions we've received from our listeners.
Let's dive into the first questions. Great questions. The decision to abolish the exam was part of a broader move to shift the focus from exam-oriented learning to a more holistic approach. The idea is to reduce the pressure on students and encourage the development of critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills. With the removal of these high-stakes exams, the hope is that students will be able to engage more deeply with their learning rather than just cramming for tests.
One of the main challenges in ensuring consistency and fairness in the continuous assessment process. It is crucial that there are clear guidelines and training for educators to follow. There's also the concern that without standardized exam, it might be harder to gauge student academic standing on a national level. However, many believe that with the right support and resources, these challenges can be overcome.
This is a concern for many parents and students, especially when it comes to placements in secondary schools or scholarships. The ministry has assured that other forms of assessment like school-based assessments and extracurricular achievements will play a bigger role in determining these opportunities. It's a shift for sure, but it also opens up a chance for students to showcase their talents and strengths beyond just academics.
Alright, that wraps up our Q&A segment for today. Thanks to everyone who sent in their questions.
If you have more, feel free to reach out through our social media channels or email. We hope this discussion has shed some light on the changes coming our way. Remember, education is evolving, and with the changes come with new opportunities for growth and learning.
Hello, I'm really excited to be here, Akif.
To say on the matter. First, we have Haikal and education.
She represents a snippet. Dah. Udah.